Now, as you can see here, I'm kind of reviewing some of the parts that I have assembled of the Xekueins ends. Some parts are giving me a little bit of a pain to assemble, while others are a little bit more forgiving. Take, for example, the foot. As you see, this is only 2 parts here, and even though there's only a little bit of parts that I need to sand down here, it's just fairly basic, so I don't have to worry about it, damaging it or maybe doing something different here. I do know that for a fact that this part here goes like that, but I'm kind of like foreshadowing how I'm going to approach this when I paint it, because you know, I can paint this one color, paint this the other, but some of the other parts that I'm assembling are going to give me a bit of a chore. Take for example for this is the forearm. There's seam lines here, here, and all the way around here. Now, if I wanted to, I could have easily painted it all and then put it together, but then the seam lines would have given, you know, would have not looked good, you could say. So right now I just applied a thick layer of glue. I'm waiting for it to dry so I can sand it down. I did that, of course, assembling the forearm. So here's what it looks like. Of course, this is, of course, come on, focus. You see, there's a seam line right there. So I need to sand this down so it's nice, even, and flush. Definitely I'm going to be using a lot of masking tape so I can cover the parts that I need to paint and recover it up again to paint the other parts. And as I might as well show you this. This is before sanding, of course. Here's the other arm already sanded down. If the light can show right there. You see a fadeness there of the seam line. I've sanded this down as best as I possibly can, and I may have to give it another pass. But other than that, it came out okay. This one came out okay as well. I may want to do another pass, and hopefully when I prime it, it'll cover it all up. So I'm going to give it another sanding. So I did that with this arm. The same thing holds true with this. This is of course the shoulder. And funny thing, as I was assembling this, I thought I had to sand this down. But then, when I went and looked at it a bit further, this part, of course, is 2 parts that you have to put over this. Now, I was looking at this and I said, okay, I guess I'm going to have to glue this and then so I could sand it down. And I'm going to have to do that. However, reviewing the actual kit itself, as you see right here in the Converge, it's covering up the ball portion of the shoulder. The weapons pack, the weapons pod, is going to cover that up. I could be lazy. I could leave it alone and just, have this over it, or I'd rather be thorough. And I'm going to be thorough either way. As a matter of fact, here's the other part that I've already sanded down. It's nice and smooth. I'm going to retouch it up again, but came out alright. Now, some other parts I don't have to worry about sanding because it comes with its own seam line right here, like on the leg, the thigh leg. All I need to do is just give it a pass here and there, and I don't have to worry about this because this is part of the kit itself. This panel line. So these 2 are done. I'm going to continue reviewing more of the parts here, see what else that I need to work on. And then trying to get it done and mask it. But first I want to show you something that I hope you guys will like. What you see here are the parts that makes up the head of the Xekueins ends. A few parts here. One goes on top of this, while this one comes down here. Now, the manual shows there's a mono eye goes there. So it comes with this, the foil sticker. So you can put this one or this one, whichever you wish, in there. However, I am not going to do that. And no, I'm not going to paint it either. Oh no. This gives me an opportunity to do something I haven't done in a long time. And that is this. What you see here is a 1.6 millimeter LED. I'm going to put an LED in there. Now, the light source of the LED is, even though I said it's only 1.6 millimeters in size, I don't think it's going to fit into that hole. Nevertheless, I have an idea. What I'm going to do is I'm going to expand the hole just a bit more. I'm not gonna feed the light in there. That's pretty much not what I wanted to say. What I want to do is make a hole just long enough so I can take this pink plastic part of a you know, beam saber. Just cut a portion of it and then feed it through here. Then attach the light source back here, and then funnel the leads into the body. Excuse me, into the torso unit, and then set up jury rig a battery, you know, 3-volt battery and a switch that I have. So that is my intention. So first thing I want to do is I want to get this right, get this into position, and begin to drill. Come on. I think we're almost there. Oops, no. Feeling some resistance in there, but it's going through now. Let me pull it out of it. There we go. There's the hole. Let's feed this through a bit. I want to see how much. Oh, that's perfect. That should be more than adequate. So I'll just cut off the part there, extend it out just a tad. Not all the way, of course. I'm going to cut that part as well. Then I'm going to I'm going to set it up where the LED is situated in there. And then that will be great for that. There's one problem though. Normally for something like this I would need white LED. Unfortunately, I have green, yellow, red, and blue. I decided to put red LEDs. And I don't know, did I say blue LEDs or red LEDs? I can't remember what I said before, but either way, I have this set. I have this. I'm going to solder them, and then I'm going to test it out and see how it works. Give me a few moments while I do that. Okay. So as you can see, I cut a slab of that pink beam saber and put it into the hole, as you can see there. Sorry, I zoomed in onto this. This is probably best to do it this way. And of course, painting the background black, it'll show off, you know, it'll cover the rest of the rest of the design. So I was able to cut this off and then cut the inside a bit. I can easily pull it out, so that way if I paint it, I don't have to paint over the pink. Now, like I said before, I don't have white LEDs, and I should get some for future builds. I think I'm going to replace it with the red LED, as I mentioned before, and I finally got my red LED done. So I wanted to show you off how this works. So there's the light right there. I'm going to see if I can do this on camera. There it is. See that? Nice. I think the red is a good touch here for the mono eye. Yeah. So I'm gonna figure out how I'm going to put this on here. I'm gonna make a jig in a way where I can keep it into place, and then that way I don't have to worry about it coming out. However, while I was preparing all this, I had a hard time soldering these LEDs. You know what? A while back, let me give you a little bit of a history here. There was a time where I was actually planning of putting LED lights on a kit known as Master Grade Full Armored Unicorn Gundam. And I had all those green and yellow and blue LED lights, and I was going to use it on that. But again, at the time I wasn't comfortable, I didn't have the experience, I didn't have the know-how, and I was a bit afraid. Plus I didn't know how long it was going to take. So at one point, while I wasn't building the kit, I think I was even waiting for it, I was doing kind of like a little conveyor belt type setup where I was just putting, you know, the two wires together onto each LED light, which is a pain in the ass to do on these. Very, very pain in the ass because of how small it is. But I did it. I did it for, you know, a couple of greens and pretty much all the whites. The whites, on the other hand, I can't seem to find. I must have lost them because I don't remember using all the white lights. But regardless, I have the other colors, and I don't feel like I don't feel like buying new LED lights and waiting for them to arrive for me to do this kit. I just work with what I got. So I decided to do the red, and I had a hard time getting this onto this wire. It was a pain in the ass. Pain in the ass so much that out of frustration, I was trying to put soldering onto my soldering gun, and as I was doing this, the hot soldering ball rolled off and fell onto one of my parts, mainly this guy. Look at the battle damage that this thing just took. No problems here, but nice little damage here. No, I am not looking into doing battle damage parts. No, I'm not proficient, and I don't think I have the skill for that. Yeah, many people are probably saying yes, you do. No, I don't. I know I don't. So now I got to dedicate myself to repairing this. How am I going to repair it? Well, clearly I'm going to have to sand down the whole thing and sand down these parts, this design. And I'm glad that maybe it was a blessing in disguise, because now I have the opportunity to use this. These are half round styrene strips at 1.5 millimeters. They're a little bit bigger than the normal normal design that's here, but I think it's appropriate for me to try this and give it a whirl. See if maybe I can recover the damage that I've done. So things, you know, things get interesting on my work table, and see what happens.